What do Constantine's tattoos mean? There are many of us who are eagerly awaiting the next news about the Constantine sequel, mostly wishing they would show us a bit of what the story of this second installment will be like. Or at least let us know when we can expect a teaser trailer or an official trailer. While we wait for this to happen, there is something that has caused me a lot of intrigue. And that is that when we compare Keanu Reeves' John Constantine with Matt Ryan's John Constantine and the John Constantine of the comics, there is a very noticeable change. And I'm not referring to the obvious like hair color, or the fact that Keanu Reeves' Constantine doesn't have a British accent, or that he doesn't have his iconic trench coat. I'm of course talking about the tattoos that Keanu Reeves' Constantine has. Have you ever wondered what exactly these tattoos represent? Could it be that these tattoos will be the key to the outcome of the story of the world's greatest exorcist in this sequel? In this video, we'll be talking about the meaning of Keanu Reeves' Constantine tattoos. And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Welcome to the Oasis Geek. Let's start by answering the question, why does John Constantine have tattoos? In the Constantine movie starring Keanu Reeves, there are several elements that go along with what we've seen in the comics. The most notable of these is that the character is constantly smoking. But many would agree that there is something that catches the eye even more. Of course, I'm talking about the tattoos that John Constantine has. What do these tattoos mean? Believe it or not, these tattoos are central to the story and his role as a demonologist and exorcist. The tattoos have practical and symbolic purposes related to his battles against supernatural forces. In the film, we can see that the most prominent tattoos are the twin glyphs on his forearms, which when put together, form a powerful occult symbol used to summon entities or activate magical effects, as we saw in his confrontation with Balthazar. Inspired by mystical traditions, the tattoos incorporate elements of angelic and occult iconography, along with references to alchemical, astrological, and Christian symbols. These tattoos serve as a visual representation of Constantine's deep knowledge of the arcane, and his role as a mediator between heaven and hell, underscoring his engagement and entanglement with the supernatural, while enhancing the narrative by depicting his experience in battling demonic forces. At least this is the case in the film. In the Hellblazer comics, which served as the source material for the film, the character does not appear with noticeable tattoos or rituals as seen in the film. The Constantine of the comics is usually portrayed as a British occult detective and magician. His abilities rely more on his cunning, magical knowledge, and manipulative nature, rather than relying on physical tools like tattoos. So we know that the tattoos were added in the film adaptation in order to give a more dramatic and mystical visual element to the character, serving as a quick way to convey his connection to supernatural forces and his ability to channel magic in a way that is visually appealing to the audience. In fact, this is something we didn't even see in the 2014 Constantine series starring Matt Ryan, and it's something that was kept in his appearances in other series like in Legends of Tomorrow and the mega crossover of the Arrowverse series. Will these tattoos serve something more important than we think in the sequel to the Constantine movie? Although what we have at the moment is only news of this second installment, thanks to the comics, we can speculate what we'll be seeing next from the world's greatest exorcist. Considering that when John Constantine puts together the twin glyph tattoos on his forearms, they form a powerful occult symbol used to summon entities or activate magical effects. But in what way can we see them being a key piece in this second installment? To understand this, we must know some very important details. The first one is that we know we will have a sequel thanks to Lucifer's actions in the first movie. At the end of this movie, we could see how this character has a personal interest of revenge against Constantine, since the exorcist sacrificed himself by asking Lucifer to allow Isabel to ascend to heaven and not spend eternity in hell for having committed the only sin that God does not forgive. Curiously, it is the same reason why Constantine was destined to go to hell once he left the plane of existence. This action causes God to forgive him. And as we watched Constantine ascend to heaven, Lucifer stops him by removing the cancer from his lungs, extending his life, and telling him that eventually he would prove that he belongs in hell. This lets us know that we will possibly be seeing Lucifer in the sequel, if only to reclaim the exorcist's soul. The second detail is that according to Constantine's story, there are 3 fallen angels: Lucifer and 2 other powerful angels who fell along with him. The second fallen angel is an entity that God created specifically to keep Lucifer at bay, and is said to be much more powerful. Many rumors point to the fact that in this second installment, we will get to see the second fallen angel, as in the comics, he is described as an even stronger demon than Lucifer. Understanding all this, it lets us know that there is a possibility of a showdown with these characters. In the comics, we saw how Constantine sold his soul to the second of the fallen, but he also sold it to the first and third, creating a conflict between them as none of the 3 were willing to risk a fight for his soul. And it is the second fallen angel who recommends to be careful with Constantine's soul, as he knows that a fight for it can weaken hell so much that heaven could take advantage of the moment to invade and win the war. Finally, Constantine ends his life by forcing the demons to heal him to avoid the dispute between them. What does this have to do with his tattoos? John Constantine, as depicted in the Hellblazer comics and the 2005 Constantine movie, is a master occultist capable of summoning or interacting with a wide range of supernatural entities. These include celestial beings such as angels, whom he often manipulates for guidance or assistance, and demons whose true names and weaknesses he exploits to summon or banish them. Constantine also interacts with elemental spirits, ghostly souls, and mythological deities, invoking their powers or knowledge when necessary. In fact, he can even summon figures such as Lucifer in extreme circumstances, as seen in the movie, and on one occasion in the comics, he even interacted with the Egyptian god Anubis. Knowing all this, there is a possibility that he could use the tattoos to summon Lucifer again, without having to resort to committing the God-forbidden sin once more, demonstrating to Lucifer that extending his life was of no use to him, since he managed to enter heaven anyway. This is taking into account that the only unforgivable sin is to attempt against his life. So no matter if he sells his soul to both demons or 3 demons, if the third one is appearing to get away with it once again, he will still be forgiven and will enter heaven when his time comes, making his tattoos the key piece to the outcome of the story for the sequel. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Constantine get more tattoos that serve similar functions, thus showing that it's been a while since we last saw him, and proving that he's gained more experience and is even stronger than he's been portrayed before. But tell me what you think about all this. Do you think the tattoos will be Constantine's key piece in securing his salvation? Do you think we'll see him using the tattoos to summon Lucifer or some powerful entity for the denouement of this upcoming movie? And for more videos of your favorite series and movies, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. You are on The Oasis Geek.